When a new subreddit is born, it's often made with dreams of it becoming one day a massive, bustling community. But very few subreddits even make it past the first couple of posts. If a concept does have enough appeal, however, it'll enjoy exponential growth as word of it spreads throughout the general Reddit community. But such growth can be a double-edged sword. Although this kind of success represents the fulfillment of a goal, it can also spell the end of what made the subreddit great in the first place. I mean, sure, all of the new users flocking to a trending subreddit came there because they all enjoy the same type of content, but as time goes on, more and more of these new members will misunderstand the core concept of what it is that made these posts go together in the first place. This often leads to an influx of content that's irrelevant but has a general appeal that'll get upvotes. This type of irrelevant content will keep getting pushed to the front page of a subreddit until it eventually reaches an existential crisis. A fork in the road that most growing subreddits eventually have to cross. Do you rein things in with stricter moderation, or do you just let the subreddit devolve into a bland clone of r/funny or r/WTF? Over the years, many great subreddits have fallen victim to this fate, and in late 2018, it was r/CursedImages who was dealing with this possibility. It was during this time that r/CursedImages was dealing with a massive influx of irrelevant memes, weird food posts, face swaps, and generally non-cursed images. But that raises the question, what exactly makes an image a cursed image? It's something that can be very difficult to actually define. For me personally, I think of things like that weird collection of Lola Bunny dolls. This Tommy Pickles doll head that's covered in barnacles. Oh yeah, and if you were watching my channel, you're probably very familiar with this particular cursed image. But does that mean that a cursed image is necessarily something that's creepy or gross? Not really. This drawing from the Scary Stories books is pretty creepy, but is it a cursed image? I wouldn't say so. On the other hand, you've got this man with what appears to be an abundance of tomatoes. Is this a cursed image? I would say so, and in fact, this was actually the very first cursed image. It was posted on a Tumblr blog dedicated exclusively to cursed images on October 28th of 2015. And it's this Tumblr blog that can be credited with the establishment of the cursed image aesthetic. And it's work that would be continued with the establishment of the Cursed Images Twitter account in July of 2016. And it was through this Twitter account that Cursed Images would reach all new heights of popularity. Suddenly, people started to share images all over social media with the caption, "Cursed Image." The phenomenon grew to such a level that it was receiving coverage in publications such as The New Yorker. But despite its growing popularity, the Twitter account would go dormant in late 2016. 3 final posts were made on midnight Halloween. I mean, technically November 1st, but let's not be a bunch of Neil deGrasse Tysons over this. It was Halloween. This posting spree continues until we reach Cursed Image 666, which depicts a man vomiting in front of a portrait of Jesus. From this point on, the Cursed Images Twitter account would appear for one more post on Halloween of next year, then never be heard from again. And in its absence, the subreddit r/CursedImages took up the mantle. This subreddit was created in September of 2016 by Reddit user Bangfu, a month before the Twitter account was abandoned. And this subreddit very quickly became the internet's top destination for all things cursed. But there is a problem. When you have an account that's curated by an individual or a tightly knit group of people, like the original Tumblr blog or the original Twitter account, it's very easy to keep a concept coherent and to keep an aesthetic consistent. But the more users you add into the mix, the harder it is to hold things together. You would need some kind of a rubric to determine what is and isn't a cursed image, and that kind of thing didn't really exist. It was more of an I know it when I see it kind of thing, and that eventually stops working. So r/CursedImages very quickly began to follow the doomed trajectory that I spoke about at the beginning of the video. Although there was a lot of genuinely good relevant content posted, over time more and more irrelevant posts started to find their way to the top. A zany flyer here, a contrived premeditated food picture there, a creepy drawing of Garfield. With this loosey-goosey, hands-off approach to moderation, The concept of what made r/CursedImages, was coming apart at the seams. And this issue all came to a head on July 29th of 2018, when a user named yaboy Tom made a post entitled Cursed Note. I know this image isn't cursed, but neither is 80% of the shit posted here. If you don't understand what makes an image cursed, then don't post anything. A good chunk of the community echoed your boy Tom's sentiment, and the post received over 42,000 upvotes. And it also received a barrage of supportive comments. According to the past year, this sub is r/and r/Forbidden Snacks Lovechild. Cursed Truth. There is also a lot of discussion about what makes a cursed image a cursed image. People need to understand that when they pose for an image, it is automatically not cursed. To be honest, the problem with cursed images is that cursedness is very poorly defined, probably even worse than r/Accidental Wes Anderson, r/Outrun, and r/Cyberpunk combined. Show 10 people from this sub a cursed image and you'll get 10 opinions whether or not it's actually cursed. I'm from r/all, what exactly makes a cursed image? Who in their right mind created this image? What the hell is going on here? Where is this demented place? When, in what context could something like this make sense? Why would somebody create this horrific image? If you ask all these questions and come up with nothing, the image is very cursed. If you can get a vague answer to a couple, it's still sorta cursed. If you can give pretty good answers to several of these questions, the image isn't cursed. After seeing the public outcry that was caused by this post, the creator of r/CursedImages, Bangfu, made a post asking for more mods. He received a lot of applications and put together a small team of new mods. Would the subreddit be saved after all? Let's take a look at the comments on this post by a mod a few months later and see. This sub has mods? I was literally going to make a new sub because of how shit this sub has gone down. Tell the other mods to do their fucking jobs. What? Dude, you need to enforce more than just Rule 1. This place isn't even being used for cursed images most of the time now. Just people posting their shitty memes and photoshopped images. How about removing the 99 reposts cluttering this sub for several days at a time? In before, 5 days later, the mods go back to hibernating. This sub is cursed administration with all the non-cursed images leaking through the news section. Cursed not banning non-cursed images, oh god the mod got inside help. Guess not. It appeared that the new mod team was already inactive, and even the ones who were inactive weren't willing to take a hardline stance on irrelevant content, which was the main thing that the community was clamoring for to begin with. At this point, it looked like r/CursedImages was doomed to be a depository for vaguely weird images and shitty memes, unable to fight back against the tide of the general Reddit populace. But the most involved members of the community still weren't ready to give up. It was on September of 2018, 2 months later after the original Cursed Note, that your boy Tom returned, this time under the username Cursed Patrol, and he was here to start a movement. In a now deleted post, he declared that he was on a mission to fix the subreddit. And the way he would go about doing this was by grading posts in the comments section on a scale of 0 to 100% cursed. In essence, if the community put trust into his scale, it would almost be a return to the sort of curation that ensured the quality of the original accounts. So from this point, Cursed Patrol would always be found in the comments section, giving grades on cursed images. And if he wasn't there, users would usually tag him to request a grade. And for the posts that didn't quite make it, he wasn't a dick about it, he would go and suggest other subreddits that were more relevant for the post. So a small cult of personality starts to form around Cursed Patrol, and pretty soon, there's a bunch of other people making cursed accounts, trying to help out with the grading. And it was one of Cursed Patrol's acolytes, a user named Cursed Judge, who would go on to create a subreddit called the Cursed Courtroom. The Cursed Courtroom was a subreddit where all of the cursed accounts would meet together in a cursed congregation and discuss the meta of cursed content. And it was from that point forward that all the cursed accounts under the organization of Cursed Judge would work to clean up the subreddit one comment section at a time. But here's the tricky thing about Reddit. You see, even though most of the people in the comments section were on board with the cursed accounts, in general, Most people who use Reddit simply don't look at the comments. Most people just look at the images, maybe leave an upvote, then move on. Half the time, they're not even sure what subreddit the image actually came from. So even with all of these accounts helping out and the whole community on board with it, fighting this battle in the comments section without the mods' help was a losing battle. And this right here is where we reach the next stage of a subreddit's life cycle: fragmentation. At this stage, there's typically a bunch of new subreddits made hoping to recapture the glory of the original. And boy did r/CursedImages fragment. We had r/cursed images, r/super cursed images, r/cursed times 10 images, cursed times 100 images. There were so many new cursed subreddits that a user named Cursed Knowledge drew a map. And of course, as is usually the case, none of these subreddits ever reached the success of the original. No matter how good the content is, you're just going to lose most of the people when you move. That's just how Reddit works. So the real name of the game, if you wanted to save cursed images on Reddit, wasn't to grade things in the comments section or make a new subreddit. What you really needed was to get the cursed accounts on as mods. But the problem was, at this point, Bangfu, the originator of the subreddit, the only one with permission to add new mods, was gone. There were several attempts, both by the cursed accounts and by regular users in the community, to coax him out of hiding. And there were tons of posts complaining about the mods that were there, posts complaining about other posts, posts complaining about the state of the subreddit in general. And eventually, this sentiment would culminate in a post by a user named Cursed Toxic. And although this post too has now been deleted, I'm told that the title was something to the effect of, "Cursed, stop reposting memes, stop posting uncursed images, and try to make this sub better or it will die." Definitely a post for r/title gore, but this post struck a chord with the community. In fact, it gained over 12,000 upvotes. It seems like maybe the sloppiness of this rant was just something that perfectly encapsulated the community's frustration. And the funny thing is that even though Cursed Toxic's post was just a reiteration of all of the complaints that had been going on month after month after month, this was the one that made something happen. And I say this because a few hours later, Cursed Judge received this message. "I have noticed your involvement in the community and I would like to offer you a moderator position on r/CursedImages. Please let me know your response as soon as possible. I have been quite busy with my personal life and it is becoming difficult to moderate such a large sub. I am open to any ideas and I would like to extend an invitation to your team of fellow Cursed. I thought I had a well-suited mod team, but they seem to become inactive after a while. Kind regards, Bangfu." Months upon months of raiding posts in the comments section, creating new subreddits, meeting up in the cursed courtroom. And it was just one pissed off, sloppy rant that got everyone what they wanted. And of course, Cursed Judge accepted the offer. We did it. The people have spoken and the old gods have heard our call. I have just accepted the moderator request. Now, due to the new powers at my disposal, some minimal things will need to change. What will be changing? Due to me being able to directly affect the fate of posts, I do not want me to be the absolute final say and that's it. As you all have seen on several occasions, I do make mistakes in my judgments occasionally, so if an image is found to be constitutional, it will be moderator approved. If an image is found to be neutral or lower, I will allow a 30-minute period for the OP or others to contest my judgment in an attempt to bring it above the cursed threshold. However, if the OP is immediately hostile and not willing to discuss politely, it will be immediately removed. I, obviously, will no longer be saying to downvote or report due to that being no longer necessary. I may be missing something that will be changing, but do not worry, I am not power hungry, and since the people are the reason I'm here, I will not suddenly ignore them. Have a wonderful day, I know I am. It's time for this subreddit to return to its former glory. Today, if you visit r/CursedImages, you're greeted by a pinned post outlining what does and does not make an image cursed. A rubric is finally in place so that the quality of the subreddit can be upheld. Deep fried memes, face swaps, weird food, get the fuck out of here with that. But all that being said, did it actually work? Let's compare some of the top posts from before and after the mods. Cursed Defense versus Cursed Alley. Cursed Cereal versus Cursed Hit. Cursed Sweater versus Cursed Hockey. You be the judge, I'll put a poll up on a card. Anyway, I'd like to thank Cursed Judge for his help with this video. He answered all of my questions about it and helped fill in the blanks with the deleted posts. I'll link his YouTube channel in the description. And if you like this video, you'll probably also like my video on one of the many mystery Reddit safes. I'm out of here.